Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 204. First set of the day was submitted by Dylan. We like it. It's good. But it does seem like a bit much, especially with that bottom shelf in the left, because although it is pretty organized, it just seems like a bit much to have right there next to where you're sitting. And it is a custom desk, which is great and all, but it seems like you could have went a little more to the right and maybe thought things out just a little bit more, have a better usable space for the laptop. The Xbox 360 is in a pretty tight spot, but it should be fine above the monitors.
Yeah, the floating shelf thing with the pictures on it. It feels like it's not being used correctly, so maybe use more of the wall.
Yeah, Dylan got an 80. Next setup was submitted by Carlton. One thing I said that I wasn't a big fan of was putting the posters and stuff on the molding of the window frame. It's just very odd. It doesn't make sense. That's not how you're supposed to do it. So I would recommend not doing anything like that. But we agreed that it's a very odd use of the space, having that big ass mirror to the right side on an angled dresser, which then connects to an L-shaped desk in not an L-shaped portion of the room. A corner desk would have looked nice, or just a flat desk up against the wall would be sufficient. And honestly, you don't really need the L desk. You're not utilizing the L desk, so doesn't necessarily make sense.
A gaming rack is like out of place unless there's an entertainment setup off to the left, but we can't really see.
Carlton got an 80. The next setup was submitted by Nikki. The use of wire mold isn't right. Props. I like the zip tie usage on the right leg. Really great stuff, but the sound system's a little over the top, especially given the desk space that you have. So if it was something a little more straight to the point, I think it would be nice. But if you really like that music, Nikki, go for it. Laptop's in a little bit of a weird spot. We also made fun of, and I say this in a nice way, of the chair. We said it's like a barber chair. So my dude really likes getting haircuts, so much so he bought the damn chair for himself. Yeah, a little bit more Deadpool would be awesome. You have that artwork to the left. Why not something above the monitor? And what else am I missing, Tom?
I don't know. A controller stand, like you said.
Yeah, controller stand.
Yeah. I mean, you have the room for it, so might as well.
And it would make the setup look a lot cooler.
Yeah, but it's not a bad setup.
Nikki got an 80. Next setup submitted by Christopher. Lack of personality. Who are you? What's the theme? What does he do, Tom, to make this work?
I mean, he has wall space from the looks of it, at least. A blank canvas. Why not put some posters up there? You like a Rainbow Six? Why don't you put a Rainbow Six poster up there?
Yeah, maybe you have the HyperX red, a little bit of red LED on the mouse, a little bit on the case. Why not pop some red in there? Pop a color, give it a little bit more life. Let us know who you are. The left monitor kind of looks like it's going down like the Titanic back in the early 1900s, whenever that was. Yeah, it's like a great use of space. It's a very simple, straight to the point setup with a great view off to the left, but it's lacking that next bit. So just give it a little bit of your life, a little bit of your love, and boom, Christopher got an 80. The next setup was submitted by Carson. Yeah, we love this setup, except for one main piece, which I think is pretty obvious for a lot of people. The desk, although he did a wonderful job utilizing the space, and it's a very odd spaced out setup, he did a great job with it. He has so much room too. He's got a stool off to the right that if he wanted, he could technically put his PC there, but obviously you don't put on a stool. You want more of like an end table. Regardless, you get a nice long desk. He can easily show off all the different cool little knickknacks and things that he has. Better display, all of that, better usability, more breathability for his mouse. Carson got an 80. The next setup was submitted by Toby. Obviously he's in the family room, and we were saying that his mom was probably like, this rug, if you put something in here and it's not on this rug, I'm gonna beat your ass.
What's that cable doing there?
Yeah, Toby, put it on the damn rug. The car photo is so out of place. It doesn't cover up the disgustingness that is next to that was not patched up beautifully. You get something bigger that covers up that wall, boom, nice, easy. He's got the accessories and stuff, but you need some storage. Your cable management needs a little bit of love. And, it'll get better once your mom gives you more space, so on and so forth.
Yeah, once you get older, get a job, you'll have money.
Toby got an 8, now he got a 56. The next setup was submitted by David. And now this was his old setup. He is 15. The left setup is his, and the right, I got this wrong because he was on the show before. I said that was his younger brother's, just by the looks of it, but it's his older brother's. Just quickly, before we go to the next photo, look at the floor. Okay, look at the monitor layout on the left side. Look at the top shelf and just all the pictures on the wall. He did a great job with cleaning it and sort of, getting out of sight, out of mind checked off and wire management checked off. Yes, he improved his cable management, but he destroyed his usability score. I don't know if you would agree with this. I know Tom agrees, but the PC is not in the best spot. It was better on the floor. Yes, the cables come out and you can hide them behind the monitor. Oh my God, that's great. But it's not going to matter because you now have pushed the left monitor too far to the right. You're not centered to the ultra wide, which looks awful. And then having the right monitor, which he said he got for free, just because he got it for free doesn't mean you need to use it. You need to get rid of the right display, center yourself to the ultra wide, fix the left display, and if anything, put the left display on the right side if you want to keep your PC there. But I don't think you really need to. I think it would work better on the bottom. Plus, your brother's setup is still shit. It's awful. He could use, Tom's had this idea, he could use that left display. David got a 74. The next setup was submitted by Dominic. Why do you have a laptop that blows compared to your laptop, your desktop compared to your laptop? Words. Doesn't make any sense, especially because the PC is in such a terrible spot for your feet. So I have this wonderful idea. All you'll have is your laptop. That'll cut out the cables. It'll have better usability because the laptop will be connected just to the TV and you have nothing else to worry about. Speakers go there. Everything, boom, easy, straight into that. Dominic got a 68. Next setup was submitted by Travis. This was his before photo. So before you have a cow, let me tell you that this setup gets a 99. Not this one, but the next one. Really, this setup was like good. It's just the desk hurt because everything looked way more cramped than it should have. But he was like, you know what? Let me make it a little bit better. Damn. This setup is... We have this photo. We have the next photo that shows the cable management, which we'll get to in a second. The next photo shows just how it goes from a simple triple monitor, powerful, beautiful setup to all of a sudden just a bam, little spice bit of Star Wars. And then you go to the next photo and you're like, oh, oh, okay. Out of sight, out of mind. You know, it's great. It works. It's awesome. For some people, they're going to see this and they're going to say it's overwhelming. It's a little bit too much. And that they're not a fan, but everyone's different. If you love Star Wars, I'm pretty sure this isn't too much for you. You know, no. He's got controller stands, headphone stand. He's got really, I mean, every accessory you can think of. You know, obviously coming out of the monitor, they're managed. Cool. If you want to really take it to the next level, you can wire mold it, but you don't have to. So that piece to the left, we see the cable drooping. I know. So like you see some cables there, but again, nitpick. Travis got a 99. The next setup was submitted by Colin. He's actually thinking of painting the walls light gray. So I guess we'll hit on that first. We talked about this. Tom's in love with this.
I think it matches like perfectly.
Yeah.
I never see that color, or unless in like a living room, but like it looks
not
awesome.
in a setup, like
not in a setup. No.
Yeah, and with that mix of a white LED filled modern setup, you know, we don't see that. It's a very odd combination that works beautifully. It looks really nice. Just focusing on bigger or better art, not better, just bigger art for the wall would be really, really nice. Also, cable management's like one of my big complaints on this setup. He did it. It's there. Don't go that far and then just like half-ass it. A lot of people, well, actually one guy yesterday was like really mad that the monitor isn't centered to the desk, but I don't think he understands that there's an Alex drawer on the right side. And by doing that, you then take the remaining portion of the desk and center yourself to that, which is exactly what he did. Colin got a 90. The final set of the day was submitted by Joshua. You have so much desk space, which is not the usual problem people have. People are usually in such tight little spots that they can't actually do anything they want to do. This dude's got too much desk space to the point that he doesn't even know what to do with it. Sure, if you want to use that specifically just for the laptop, be my guest. The right side of the desk, the only thing it's doing is housing half, not the whole, half of your PC. That's like, come on, man. Why did you need all that desk space? I think you could have come up with a lot of a better arrangement. You know, you have no storage among all this space. Usually people have it too close. That works, but they're so small that it just throws off the proportion of the desk to the monitors and it makes it look really weird, and the angles of the side displays are really really curved in, you know, and the cables coming out of it, you know, that's not ideal either. I understand you have different tactics set up, but you know, it's hard with the Linmon because nothing really stays. A really nice strand of cables, but it should be going down the back of the leg, not going at a weird angle. If it's not long enough, then don't put the subwoofer there. That's kind of the beauty of it. Yeah, it's like no theme really. You have a little bit on the left side there, which is cool, but Again, all that wall space, nothing going on. You know?
I mean, I love the lights, but like that doesn't make a setup like look cool. Like this one, it just seems very bare bones.
Joshua got a 76. Travis walked away with first place with a 99. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 204.